Master Grogan here. Hope you're having a fantastic day and happy Friday to you, everybody that's listening. And as a reminder, when you jump on here, those watching the live stream, you get an opportunity to jump on and tune in live and ask questions and be a part of the show. Those that are listening to the podcast, great. Thank you so very much for listening to the podcast. But if you want to hear the live stream and engage and interact with the show, you're welcome to do so. Tune in for the live episode. And right now, we're recording today, Friday, at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you missed yesterday's episode, the live stream from Thursday I'm going to twist you up with dates here, that actually airs on Monday with our show on the podcast app, the Grogan's Bullyproof and Kicking Life podcast, which is worldwide now, so check that baby out. Tune into that as well. This is episode number 320. You can believe that. 320. Wowzers. And this is the quick one, a little short, quick hitter for the weekend. Our Feel Good Friday, kind of giving that boost, that shot, that pump you up to get you going for the weekend. And if you're watching the live stream, you see the shirt I got on. It says Battle, Overcome, Succeed. And had a quick little workout this morning, which was good. And what I'm talking about today is PC, baby. We could all develop a little more PC in our life. And I'm not talking about politically correct. I think we go overboard with politically correct nonsense in the world. That's just me. I'm just spitting it out, right hook of reality. But the PC I'm talking about, baby, is persistent consistency. Persistent consistency. Yeah, just being persistent at what we do and then consistently doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And we got people popping up already here. So much respect, my friend. Well, thank you so very much. I can't see the name who that is, but thank you very much for tuning in and respect back at you. I appreciate that. So as I'm trying to jump on the live stream and throw your comments in, and for whatever reason, it says Facebook user for my friend here. It says much respect, my friend. Much respect back to you. Thank you. So anyway, on to the PC, the persistent consistency. Well, think about this. In the picture that I posted, if you saw on the YouTube and the Facebook and all the other things we're live streaming to right now, it's a picture of a dandelion popping up through the concrete, through the pavement, through the asphalt. Now, you think about the persistent consistency it took for that little dandelion to persevere to pop through there. Well, that's what I want to talk about today, is that little by little, day by day, a little bit more, and there's going to be opportunities every single day to give up and quit. I mean, there's days you wake up, you just don't feel good. You don't feel like battling. You don't feel like even getting out of bed. I get it. I'm with you. I've been through more of those days than I'd like to even think about. They happen. Oh, one happened last week. I was like, didn't have my schedule kind of lined out. Didn't want to attack the schedule. Trying to work on updating my calendar. Things that I'm not very good at. Things I don't want to do. But you got to do it, right? You got to keep, as the old saying goes, keep moving that needle forward. Keep taking that step. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with what? One step, right? That's persistent consistency. That little dandelion that wants to pop through that pavement. It seems impossible. It does. I can't imagine, because there's no way that little soft flower should ever pop through, pavement, asphalt, concrete. Well, how does it do it? Day after day after day after day. And I believe in it itself in order to make it happen. So back at you right there. Those days when you don't want to get up, those days when you feel like giving up, man, fight through, battle through, get up, and take those steps. Now, those days may not be your most productive days, and that's okay. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, and that's also that momentum. In the last podcast, episode 319, we talked about confidence. I had like 10 questions that I answered about confidence. So when you're done listening to this episode, listen to that one. It was a lengthier one. It was like 45 minutes, our longer podcast. But definitely talked about 10 questions that oftentimes people ask about confidence. How do I get it? How do I know if I have it? What if I have it and lose it? Can I get it back? Does it make people treat, or does having confidence help people treat me differently? I answered all those questions, so make sure you check that one out. But back to the PC, the persistent consistency, that little step. And like I mentioned, some days you're not going to feel like doing it. Just do the best you can on those days. Once again, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. Think of that little flower, that little dandelion popping up through there. day in and day out, battling those challenges, standing up, overcoming those fears, and moving in the right direction. Now, of course, it always sounds easier, and that's one of the things probably the comment I get the most is, well, yeah, man, you make it sound so gosh darn easy, but life isn't that easy. I'm not going to argue with you. Life is not that easy. I 1000% agree with you on that. Nothing is as easy as what is it? People say it's easier said than done. That's true. Everything is easier said than done. There's not one thing on this planet that's not easier said than done. But now get over that. That's just an excuse. Now start taking those steps. Knock it out. I battled with it too. And all I know is when I'm constantly moving forward, when I'm doing something to better myself, when I'm PC, persistent consistency on whatever project I'm working on, boy, oh boy, I just feel so invigorated, so energized, so empowered. It helps every other aspect of my life. It helps me feel better about myself. It helps improve my confidence. It helps my relationship with my kids and my wife and my family. It gives me the extra, even though I'm the days that, especially the days when you don't feel like doing much, if you do a little bit, it's going to empower you to think, all right, well, hopefully tomorrow I'm going to feel better than I feel today if you're having a down day. But yesterday I was able to get through this. I was able to battle through, and I accomplished this much. Well, I feel much better today because I know I did something to move that needle forward. I did something to try and persevere and crack through that pavement, to pop through, to break through the other side. Man, how much more can I do today now that I'm feeling better? Sound good? Yeah. And then, of course, that's how that continuously, that motivation, January of 1,000 miles, starts with one step. And we know that first step is not only the most difficult, it's not only the toughest, but it's usually the biggest step you have to take. Get that? Doesn't mean it gets any easier. I gave an example yesterday about pushing a car. You've heard, those that listen a lot, you've heard that example many, many times. If you've ever had to push a car before because maybe it ran out of gas or engine trouble or whatever, getting that darn 2-ton stagnant object moving, boy, that's tough. Once you get it moving, doesn't mean it's easy, but it's a heck of a lot easier than that initial burst. Think about a rocket taking off. It exerts and uses more power, more energy, and more fuel taking off than it does the rest of its trip because it needs that initial. It's tough to get that thing moving. You know, the law of inertia, once an item's in motion, it tends to stay in motion. Once an item's at rest, it tends to stay at rest because it's very difficult to get it moving again. So anyway, I promise to keep this one short and sweet for you. So PC, I want you to think about that. I'm going to play it over in your head again. PC, PC, PC. Persistent consistency. Be persistent at what you do and consistently do it day in and day out. And those little bitty things you do, man, they're going to make a huge, huge difference. So kind of leave you with this. I know everybody's seems like since the pandemic, a lot of people put on extra weight that they don't want. They want to get rid of it. Well, the weight didn't just happen overnight, even though it probably seems like it. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get rid of it. But if you're persistent, little by little, you know, watch your caloric intake, you know, those calories. And if you're good at counting calories, do so. It's probably a good idea because therefore you're tracking things and be persistent about it. And then maybe go for a walk. If you don't like going to the gym, I always encourage people to get outside when you can. Now, if it's too hot, I get it. Go when it's cooler out. Make sure you hydrate. The more you drink water, obviously, the more it hydrates your body. The more you go to the bathroom, the more it keeps your body not only regular, but flushes all the toxins out little by little by little by little, right? And use an example yesterday. Zig Ziglar always talked about block in a mailbox, meaning when he first committed and was going to start being persistent, consistency about getting in better shape, he said the best he could do was the end of the block and back, and he was wore out. Well, the next day he committed to doing a block in a mailbox. And the next day a block in 2 mailboxes. The next day after that a block in 3 mailboxes. Well, that's persistent consistency. A little bit more being persistent and then consistently doing what you say you're going to do. That's also honor and integrity, right? So honor yourself by doing what you say you're going to do and then have the integrity to continue doing it even if, you know, maybe you started off working out with a workout partner and they've bailed on you. Well, honor yourself and have the integrity in yourself to continue doing it. And then before you know it, things are going to start happening. And then that person that maybe bailed on you from working out is going to say, how in the world did that happen? I was walking with you, and now you're walking 3 blocks instead of just 1. Well, that's how those things add up. Journey 1,000 miles starts with 1 step, right? All right, good stuff, folks. Well, hey, just a reminder, if you have not picked up a copy of my book yet, here it is, Becoming Bully Proof. Thank you to everybody that's purchased it. And we hit #1 bestseller in 4 different categories on Amazon for a new launch. So thank you so very much. If you've read it, you love it, please go to Amazon and give us that 5-star review and write up how it empowered you. Because what happens is the more reviews we get, the more it is a form of education for others looking to buy a book, and they'll get the book, and hopefully it'll empower others and help collectively build that tribe. And you listen to me a lot. The tribe is all about empowering kids, parents, teens, and adults with hope and self-confidence to believe in themselves, to overcome their fears, battle through their challenges, to stand up to any bully they face, both real and in their mind. And the whole goal is to help society become a happier, healthier, and safer place to live. And happy and healthy people, they're kind. They're good to one another. They're not bullying one another. They're certainly not going around shooting up schools. Yeah, happy, healthy people don't do those things. But people that have lost all hope, lost all self-confidence, have low self-esteem, don't feel good about themselves, they explode and let it out, and horrible things happen. So collectively, let's work together and empower one another. We got to start with ourselves, and I want you to start with PC, persistent consistency. All right, folks. Well, if you like this episode, please share it with someone that you know could benefit from this message, and that's how collectively we're going to keep building that tribe. And, of course, leave your comments, leave your feedbacks. I love hearing from everybody, and it also inspires and empowers me to keep doing what I'm doing. So I certainly appreciate you, and I appreciate your time. All right, folks. I love you. God loves you. Please share that love with the world. And until we talk again, you get out there and do your best, and I promise you'll be your very best. You'll become bully-proof. Yeah. And you'll live your best kick in life. God bless you. God bless your loved ones. Can't wait to read your comments. Can't wait to chat again real soon. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.